This was a big year for me, bookended by 2 massive creative projects. Let's attempt a recap. So here's everything I worked on in 2023. I started January by setting up flareup.email, a new email list on Substack, as a platform for sharing more long-form thoughts on the projects that I work on. I've always had several different email lists connected to various projects, and it felt good to combine these into a central outlet that would allow me to write more candidly. I also worked on quite a lot of small freelance projects throughout the year, like this suite of icons for G-Design. In February, I got to cross one off the bucket list and design the label for a beer from my favorite brewery here in Denmark, Ale Farm. We had a little launch party and we sold out of my beer, Creativity Juice. I also worked on iOS icons for the app Medley, VOS, and Mac app icons for OKJSON. Then I launched my app icon design masterclass on Gumroad, a combination of powerful icon templates, a 14-part video series, and the iOS app icon book all in one great resource. And response has been really good. Procrastinating a little bit in March, I was making little Nintendo Switch covers for the games that we've launched on the eShop. Realizing that we'd probably never do a physical release of these, I just wanted them for my own shelf. I also restored an old Windows wallpaper called Mystery to 6K goodness and had Windows themselves tweet me. I worked on an app icon for Workbench. I worked on an app icon for Dictation, ASO Suite, and Outline. I've made a lot of app icons this year, and it makes me incredibly happy to come in on these projects and do my thing. From the beginning of this year, we were working on a new big project at Northplay, something that would come to define most of the year. For the very first time, we had decided to find a publisher. After self-publishing more than 8 games in 7 years, we were finally ready to take on a more ambitious project with a partner. In April, we began pitching and met with several interested parties. I felt like we were onto something big, and we doubled down. I celebrated my 39th birthday with my wife, kids, and mother in Thailand. Wrote a bit about it on flareup.email. In May, I worked on app icons for File App, Liftoff, and Wonderplan. In June, we continued pitching and refining our game prototype, and on the weekends, I worked on some more app icons: Live Baseball, Zulip, and Steady. I also made some wallpapers for Apollo. In July, we launched an iOS version of our little game avatar service, Hero Pack. It's like fun doing some good old iOS app design again. I also made little alternative app icons for Twitter, X. I'll never get used to that. In August, probably the most hectic autumn plan started to unfold. I traveled with the Northplay team to Gamescom, mostly to celebrate the fact that we had just signed with a publisher for a game. Danish developer and newly minted publishers Ghost Ship was actually the very first meeting we had back in April. And after having talked to more than 30 publishers, many of which we went into advanced talks with, we finally found the partner that we wanted to help us make this game. Over the summer, I had been working on another big project, spending my evenings after the kids were asleep on slowly assembling another app icon book. In many ways, this project started right after I shipped the iOS app icon book, and in September, I was finally ready to launch the Kickstarter for the sequel, a book that celebrates modern icon design on the desktop. The macOS App Icon Book. We hit the funding goal in less than 40 minutes. It was absolutely incredible. I also traveled to Naples to give a workshop on app icon design. I also found the time to design an app icon for Digidentity and a set of icons for Paku. I then traveled to Japan to demo our game at the Tokyo Game Show and, let's be honest, buy a ton of retro video game stuff. I made a vlog. Hey everyone, I am in Japan for the Tokyo Game Show. I may have gone a little overboard, but I needed all of this. Every single item in here is... Japan was absolutely incredible, and I want to find an excuse to get back there again this year. In October, it was finally time to announce to the world this game that we had been working on all year. Closely coordinated and on a live stream with our publisher, it all came together.
On to the 4th game that Ghost Ship will publish.
And that's a completely new game, right?
It is a new game.
I don't think I've ever worked longer on a 1-minute video than the initial trailer for Dino Lords, and so much more work has gone into this project that I can possibly capture in a recap video like this. Reception has been incredible, and we got off to a great start with more than 15,000 wishlists on Steam. Go wishlist it on Steam right now. After the announcement, I traveled to Los Angeles to give a talk at my 9th Adobe Max. Luckily, I was able to bring the family again, and I'm thankful whenever I get to share that part of my career with them. With the Kickstarter campaign for the macOS App Icon book done, it was time to finalize and produce the book. It was, as always, a very long process. Nyana Press again printed the 500,000 pages we needed for the 3,000 book print run. The books was then sent to Germany for assembly with the holographic diffraction embossed cover. It was pretty magical seeing these things here come down the assembly line after having worked on them for almost 2 years. And I did an unboxing video. Okay. Whoa. What? Wow, okay. Literally the very first book ever to be opened. There you have it. Gorgeous cover. It's really everything I hope for. Just look at it. Look at the way the color moves inside of that diffraction. Let's just compare it to my rather worn down iOS App Icon book. Here they are, both of them together. Meet your sibling. I also worked on the app icon for Weather on the Way. In December, I worked on preparations for shipping out all of these rewards for the macOS App Icon book. So many things that go into shipping out thousands of books, like ordering the right packaging, coordinating with the warehouse, migrating orders from Kickstarter into Shopify and Shipmondo. It's a whole thing. I also worked on some alternative app icons for the app reading list. And I love when I get to go back and do alts for older app icons that I've done. I also worked on a night variant of the morning app icon that I did. Then I did a fun Winamp wallpaper for my lock screen, had a Christmas party with Northplay, and called it a year with a trip to Sweden with the family. As always, there's a lot of work done in a year that isn't easily listed in this format, like freelance work that I can't share, unfinished projects that I never launched, and an increasing amount of administrative work as I employ more people and grow my business. But in many ways, I feel like 2023 has been a year with some ambitious goals. I went into the year with like this long list of things that I wanted to achieve, and incredibly, I am able to checkmark most of them. I was able to kickstart, finish, and produce this second app icon book in record time, something I honestly didn't dare to hope for after the Herculean effort the first book took. We really did it one more time, and I'm super proud of the result, and I want to thank everyone who supported the project. After having mostly done everything ourselves for 7 years in Northplay, we were able to land a publishing deal on a project that's given us a direction and a strength that we've never had before. This was the foundational move for the future of my game company. And I've been able to do both of these things while keeping up a high output of freelance projects and traveling the world to either speak, teach, or show off my work. I yet again look back on 12 months of doing things that I love. In 2024, I'm turning 40. I'm sure it'll trigger a lot of reflection. It's going to be a year of focused work on Dino Lords. We're on track to create a unique entertainment product that would blow the mind of 10-year-old Michael, but it's going to take everything we got. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great year.